Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Howler, and this is my Smithsonian presentation, The Effects of Urbanization on Moose Populations in Michigan. The big question here is, what exactly is urbanization? Urbanization is the transformation of unoccupied or less occupied land into densely occupied cities. This transformation can lead to drastic side effects or impacts such as habitat fragmentation and deforestation. Deforestation is the cutting down of large forests to make space for land in order to transform the said land into cities. Habitat fragmentation is the breakdown of larger habitats into smaller, more spread out ones. This can severely impact the animals' ability to move around, reproduce, and feed. My study tracks the moose native occupancy between 2029 and 2024 in Michigan. My research question was, how has the urbanization of Michigan affected the moose population between 2019 and 2024? My hypothesis was, moose native occupancy will have a gradual decline between 2019 and 2024. The camera traps were set up between the months of September and October, 2019 and 2024. Each camera stayed up for at least 400 nights. And I also used a Snapshot USA analysis tool to gather my data as well as the graphs. This is my first figure. Starting off at 2019, we have 3.95%. And a low number and a number I didn't initially expect. In 2020, we did have a growth from 33.95 to 8%. In 2021, we had a slight drop to 7.69%. In 2022, we had our largest number yet, 13.90, a huge jump. 2023, we had a large drop from 13.90 to 4.90. And 2024, our most recent year, had the lowest number at 1.75%. This is my next results section with a table with more components to look at. We have years, we have detections, camera days, detection rates, deployments with detection, total deployments, and our occupancy percentages yet again. Overall, my results didn't really show a particular pattern with moose sightings against urbanization, so therefore my hypothesis was unsupported. I couldn't gather enough information to accurately support my hypothesis. However, I did notice that most camera traps that were set up in Michigan for this were found in the Low Peninsula, which could have very well affected and figured out the reason why we had such a particular pattern. I did stumble upon a few limitations for this project as well. The first one being that animals might have been present but not detected. With naive occupancy, is a calculation of percentage of animals that have been detected at least once by the camera. Meaning, there could have been multiple moose in the area, but the camera only detected one of them. Secondly, the animal was camera/trap shy. Moose are known to be more on the elusive and shy side, so they could have noticed the camera there and avoided it outright. And thirdly, we had misleading detection. This also ties into naive occupancy. There could have been multiple moose in the area at the same time, but due to the fact the camera only detected one, we couldn't get an accurate detection of how many moose were actually there. I have a few next steps and things I want to do to take this project further. Firstly, I would like to expand this study by including different states. I would like to see the moose population in different states. Also, compared to urbanization, compared to Michigan's urbanization, compared to moose. Secondly, I'd like to compare urbanized areas in Michigan with more rural and wild areas. I want to see the full extent of how urbanization really affected the moose population by comparing the data I have for urbanized areas with more rural and wild areas to see if there's a major difference or not as much. And these are all my references I use for this project. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed.